Hi students, my name is Miss Adina. I'm one of the counselors at the Student Services Counseling Center, sharing information with you about keeping the peace at home. So we've all been going through a lot of changes over this past almost year now due to the global pandemic. So clearly there's going to be differences in what our day-to-day life looks like. We are probably spending a lot more time and space with friends, family, or maybe loved ones that we may not have been used to doing before, and that could present some changes. It's totally normal, whatever you're going through. We are all going through the same thing. So I'd like to talk about some things that could help us keeping the peace at home. First of all, I'd like to talk about self-awareness. Self-awareness is just noticing kind of what's going on. It could be asking yourself, what are you feeling? It could be thinking about when did you notice that feeling happening? We oftentimes think of mindfulness as a relaxation strategy, which is really helpful. And mindfulness can also be used as a self-awareness tool to kind of be aware of what's going on in your mind and your body. You might, for example, notice that you have butterflies in your stomach. You might notice that your heart's racing really fast, or you might notice that you're really tired. Those are all things that are very important to be aware of so that you're in tune with what's going on. Your body's trying to give you signs of what it needs. And so we can think about when was the last time we felt that way, or when was the last time we didn't feel that way. Another really helpful item that we could use to help keep the peace at home is to talk about common ground. This could mean talking to your friends and family about things that you like and dislike. And sometimes we tend to think that our friends and family should already know, but we never want to assume that people know what we're thinking. Rather, we'd want to communicate that because there might be some things that are new to us that we hadn't really thought about before. So talking about it would really help to open lines of communication and again, just help keep peace in the home. Another thing that could be helpful in common ground is like creating a routine or a schedule if you haven't already done so. Maybe there's a few of us that need to use the restroom at a certain time to get ready for Zoom or for school or work virtually. So that could be something to talk about. Communication takes a lot of practice. That's the thing for sure. So we just want to practice because we all communicate differently and we all receive information differently. Another thing is conflict management. I say management because we may not always be able to resolve conflict. Maybe there might not be an answer, but we can still manage it in an effective way, in a positive way. Conflict can definitely create frustration. It can disrupt our daily lives, and sometimes it could trigger other emotions that we might have. So it's really important to think about each step and break it down. So for example, thinking about if there's something that's a disagreement or a conflict, talk about your options. Thinking about is it short term or long term? And then checking in to find out how we can best manage it. Lastly, I want to talk about self-care. This one is really, really important and also very helpful in keeping the peace at home. Self-care isn't selfish. That's actually a really important thing for us as we notice things that are going on in our minds or in our bodies. I kind of talked about it for a second, but I want to also talk about practicing gratitude. So when our minds automatically want to go to negative, it's just something that every brain does. It's easier. So practicing being thankful for things will help shift our mindset into a positive, and you start feeling better about yourself, your environment, because you're thankful for what you have. Take time to enjoy things that you do. When we do something new or something adventurous or something that we enjoy, there's a chemical in our brain that's called dopamine that's released. And that's kind of like the feel good. It's kind of like when you exercise or when you eat chocolate. So that's something that's helpful. And another thing that you can do is create a calendar to take time to do the things that you enjoy. In this way, kind of like when you create a schedule for your homework or your chores, you're actually mapping out what you're going to do to take care of yourself so that you set time aside for that. And then lastly, I want to talk about inviting people around you to do things that you enjoy also. I think that it could be something new. You could try a new dance challenge. You could do a drawing tutorial or just share some things that you already enjoy doing. And that will also help keep the peace at home. Remember that your counselors are always available to talk to you, and I look forward to seeing you on Zoom soon.